My name is Stéphane Dubois. I'm the CEO and founder of Xignite. We're the guys, by the way, who pay for pizza and the wine. So, so out of curiosity, how many of you have ever heard of Xignite? Just for my own sake.
Nicolas got a t-shirt.
Great. Great. So that's what we're here, right? For you to learn about it. So what we do, we are a startup ourselves. We focus on, most fintech companies need market data. It's the lifeblood of finance, and what we do is essentially have the biggest collection of financial market data APIs available from the cloud. So we are a startup ourselves, although we were started a long time ago, 10 years ago. We've raised $20 million. We're based in California. 40 employees on the cloud since 2008. More than 1,000 APIs and 1,000 customers all around the world. 55 countries, so we have quite a few customers in the UK that we're powering as well. Just to give you an idea, in the 3 minutes I'm going to talk, we will have served about 5 million API requests. Let's just give you an idea of what we serve. 50 billion API requests a month. And data from 150 sources. So because we have the easiest API, most data available, we have a big roster of customers, and typically we've been inspiring a lot of fintech companies. So a lot of companies that you might recognize here, if you can see those little logos from where you stand, especially in the US, certainly with the robo-advisors, companies doing trading, inventing new aspects of finance, all those guys favor our APIs to power their business. So if you're obviously building something new, you need market data, we'll probably make it easier for you to innovate and go to market very quickly. Market data is a very painful thing. A lot of fintech companies that come to us, they're like, hey, I want to get some data. It seems easy in the first place. It's actually a nightmare. There's a lot of complex things that you have to deal with. And really what we do is just create easy APIs, make it all available on the cloud, make it easy to buy, and so you can focus on building something that's very new and unique in your business. So that's what we do. We have data from more than 150 sources, so we have global information, we have real-time data about the markets, historical reference, all types of data to power very, very different types of applications. And also we have a platform that's built for scale, so if you are building a mobile application in which you need to deliver data directly, instead of building infrastructure, you can literally have us feed this data to all your users. And again, go to market quickly, not have to build a lot of infrastructure. So that's what we stand for. We announced something last week, which we call the FinTech Revolution Ecosystem, which is also interesting. I wanted to let you know. What we did is we pulled together 17 of the largest API providers in capital markets. And really, these are folks who provide infrastructure to other companies or to banks, right? Not necessarily consumer type APIs and whatnot. So all those companies team together to essentially provide more of a unified set of APIs that you can use to power different aspects of your business and your solution. So that just to give you a little idea of who we have here, I don't know if you are familiar with all of them, but you can get, of course, market data from Xignite. You can get social data for companies like StockTwits or SiteSignal. You can get account aggregation data from Yodlee. You can trade even with Tradier or do portfolio management with Advisor software. So literally you can start building a business on top of APIs, which is really the vision of this. So if you are looking for any APIs, you're thinking of using that to help jumpstart your business, just come and talk to me. So that's it. Thank you and good luck to the next presenters.
The flash pictures come to the front, please, and give us 1 minute about what you're doing. We're all very excited to hear. So Jason, Andrew.
Hello everyone. My name is Andrew Watson and my colleague here is Jason Grant. We are 2 of the 3 partners of a new business advisory group that's going to be called Elementary London. This is so new, we've not even launched ourselves yet, and you'll be the first people to hear about it. This is, so it's all slight trepidation on my part. It's a business advisory group that's rooted in comms and design and strategy. We are not a PR agency, we are not a an advertising agency. We hope to deliver brand reputation management, UX, the customer journey, social, business strategy, and mainly aimed at kind of the startup community within London. Now, what makes us different? Two things. One is we're lining up an advisory board that's going to contain some very, very heavy hitters. People who've been there, done that, sold their businesses, and established angel investors in their own right. And secondly, we're going to look, once the business is up and running, to raise our own early stage fund from these, primarily from our advisory group, where we'll be in a position to not only provide consultancy to make sure that people are telling their stories in the right way to the right people at the right time, but also we'll be in a position to invest in those businesses as well. Jason, do you want to add anything to that in the 8 seconds we have left?
Yeah, so one of the important aspects of Elementary is that we're utilizing all these strands of consultancy to create a holistic service that ensures that startups will succeed as opposed to fail, which is what happens with the majority. So I can sort of build into the next aspect of what I'm working on as well. Is so my name is Jason Grant, and I'm building a company called UX Coach. Some of you might have heard me pitch at one of those first events about 3 months ago. So basically, the problem that I've come across in the last 10 years is that many companies talk about serving experiences, and experiences being the product from their companies, but most companies don't really know how to, what that even means, let alone how to deliver that. So, the UX Coach mission is to help turn the world into a fully customer-centric marketplace where, user experience design and experiences are part and parcel of the marketplace. And so I really want to work on helping every company achieve that goal in creating experiences and delivering those to customers on a consistent basis. And so what I've been doing for the last 10 years is user-centered design and user experience design for various clients of mine, including American Express and Lloyds Banking Group and Eon Energy. And my current clients are a company called Rolly that design futuristic music, software and hardware instruments, and they're kind of darling of UK startups at the moment. So for all intents and purposes, what I'm doing there is designing the entire company. And this is something I want to take to a grander scale. And with Elementary London, this will be sort of made possible for startups that don't necessarily have the funding and sort of the spending power that mid to large size companies have. So it's very important for me to create this world and help create this world of customer-centric marketplace. So come to speak to me if you want to know anything about designing a company, basically.
Hi everyone, this is Naveen. Anyone here knows me already? So, good to see you again. So I'm a friend of Z for past 5 years. I started an App Junction meetup 5 years ago, which is right now London's biggest apps meetup, around 4,000 members. And I'm founder of a crowdfunding portal for app projects, which is appjunction.net. And this thing was built by a company I'm partnering in, which is an app development company, office in UK, Singapore, and India. Quite small company, not too many people, like 30 to 40 people. Right now I want to talk about App Junction Incubator. So I'm discussing App Junction Incubator and Accelerator with some key partners within London. And the need is basically, we were approached by BBC 3, they wanted to do a program on this kind of stuff. In fact, yesterday there was a TV program about women in tech. Anybody watched it on BBC 3?
Girls Can Code.
Yeah, so in that, a very famous woman founder mentioned that she found her co-founder, Fabio, on Meetup. Did anyone notice that? So very highly likely that was our meetup. So because we were approached by BBC 3 to do a program for our meetup. Anyhow, so 8 out of 10 graduates from the accelerators or incubators in London, Techstars, Seedcam, Oxygen, Rainmaking, and I think there are roughly 5 to 10 high-class incubators. 8 out of 10 graduates are app startups. So what we are going to do is going to do an app-centric incubator and accelerator, because even when these people graduate, they come to our meetup for further guidance, connections, demos, pitches, peer feedback, funding, and everything. So our meetup is kind of a very lively hub of all these connections, and that is the idea behind doing it on. Sorry, I just came. Beer is in my throat. So anyone who is interested to work together, we are connected with angels because of our meetups. We do pitching events. We are connected with key people who are running incubators, small and medium. It's going to be a partnership thing, not run by me. There are at least 6-7 people already interested in, and venue will be most likely in East London. So just catch me after this thing if you're interested. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ramat Balagon, and this is my colleague Dare, and we're working on a very simple concept. We're a very early stage startup where we're looking to develop a platform that looks at employing people through an anonymous process. So our solution is very simple, where we have over 1.85 billion people in London looking for work, and they're struggling to access the labour market. So we've come up with a solution through blind recruitment, which is looking to enable and build upon what we're doing in the recruitment space through an anonymous process, which gives everybody an equal opportunity to access work. So we are saying that people that are skilled should be judged solely on their talent alone, and that's what our platform is looking to do. So we are looking to work with investors, skilled developers if you're around, mentors. We're still in early stage, but we've gained a lot of momentum. We're also looking to tap into big data to support employers who are looking to meet diversity metrics, for example, to see where the peaks and troughs are in the recruitment trends. We're looking to work with the government as well, so we want to see visible skills rolled out to across DWP job centres in London, for example. So we believe that our solution is truly global, because this is a problem that is faced by ethnic people, women struggling to access the tech space, for example. So this is the solution we're looking to bring to the table. So if you have any thoughts or you want to work with us, we're friendly. I know Dari's looking a bit stressed out because he's tired, but yes, that's what we're looking to bring. So we're a visible skills team, building visibility through skills. Thank you.
Super quick. My name is Jeffrey Bauer. I work for the United Nations. The group that I work in the United Nations is called the Better Than Cash Alliance. And the Alliance is trying to promote financial inclusion for the world's 2 billion people who don't have access to financial services. What we do is we invite governments, we invite global organizations, and we invite donor agencies to participate in developing common solutions that can get away from cash payments and move towards electronic payments. So since the topic of tonight's session is supposed to be FinTech for Good, I'm here listening to hear what you guys are working on and see whether it makes sense to connect you with some of the countries that are members of the Alliance and that are interested in moving away from cash to electronic payments very quickly. So please get in touch if you guys have anything that you think is of value, particularly for the developing world.
Hi, so our first speaker is Alex. He'll be telling you, hopefully, as soon as this picks up, what he's up to. We've got about 5 speakers, and then we've got a panel to round up. So looking forward to hearing from everyone. Just pass you to Alex.